Over time, the effect progress has had on wildlife is undeniable. Landscapes have changed, and wildlife has adapted, moved on, or disappeared. Therein lies a challenge, the unending pursuit of balance between progress and the natural world. The most vigilant among us work hard to ensure that balance exists and to help heal the forgotten scars of progress long ago. It might sound impossible, but it's not. It takes time, dedication, and commitment. Certain kinds of people embrace this task.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Melissa Hendrickson. I work with the Forest Service.
This group of RMEF volunteers has traveled to northern Idaho to continue a work project that started the year prior. A project that was initiated from a discovery made by Kurt Nizzoli and Larry Bottomiller years earlier. The Hiawatha Trail was at one time an electric railroad line in operation during the early 1900s. Once no longer in use, the remains were miles of abandoned power line that eventually found its way to the forest floor, which ultimately led to Kurt and Larry finding this.
The bull elk was completely wrapped up in wire.
His head was like almost bouncing off the ground because of the wires up to that pole and the wires up to this pole.
Kind of hit me that this would be a good project for the Elk Foundation to do, because obviously we don't know how many other elk have been lost to those wires. The best way to remedy that is get a bunch of people up here and remove all this.
So Kurt wrote a letter to the RMEF asking for help to remove the wire. And people came.
Seeing the elk with the wire around it and everything, you know, it's like we don't want that to happen again. So just a little bit of effort to come up and help out with something like this is very gratifying. You know, if we had even more volunteers, we could take out that much more.
I asked him if he'd like to go, and he's like, heck yeah. So here we are.
I have only been an RMEF member for a couple weeks. I went online, signed up because of this project, and I feel like I need to give back. It's just the way I was raised.
Grandma and Grandpa have the kids down at camp, and they're probably playing in the water right now while we're up here doing a little work.
It was our first step into getting into RMEF as volunteers and being able to come out and help with the project.
Made such an impact on me, honestly. I feel like I would sign up for any project like this in the future.
It's not just here, today. There are hundreds of projects like this that are all dependent on people.
So when you look at the challenges that we have in front of us when it comes to wildlife and habitat and land and hunters, there's always a need for more. We'll never have too many people involved.
We got love that we'll never need to hide.
Maybe make that part of their culture as they grow older. It's pretty important. They might not know it now, but I think moving forward, they should hopefully have a good grasp on what the bigger picture is.
Take my hand and let's fly away to another.
There's one thing to receive a magazine, to wear a shirt, to wear a hat. It's something else to come out here and roll up your sleeves and get scratched up in your arms and sweat and actually make a difference.
We need that volunteer base, and we've relied on it from day one.
Well, we cannot get enough help. There's tons of projects across the nation. Even if it's one day a year, come out. You'll feel really, really good about it. And the more you do it, the more you're going to want to do more of it.
When I think of an RMEF volunteer, what I think about it is our greatest asset this organization has. They give us the most valuable thing they have, which is their time. And there's nothing more important or more impactful for this organization than an individual's time toward our mission.
I've been losing.
It's up to us as individuals, not others, to make the changes we want to see. These RMEF volunteers wouldn't say they're special or deserve accolades. They tell you they're simply doing a job that should be done. They don't look away. They look for what's next.
There's tons of projects across the nation.
Just come and join one project.
What we stand for and the kind of work that we do.
It's contagious.
Just go for it. There are so many nice people out here.
Just come out and have fun.
Now's the time.
For you to see me.
It's easier to be still than to move. But it's also easier to keep moving than to stop.
I've got so much more to give.